Among tall trees and wide blue skies, there lived a small bird with pale blue feathers. Her name was Nuri. She was different from the others. While her friends fluttered from branch to branch, Nuri chose to walk on the ground, one step at a time, watching the sky without the urge to reach for it. Every day, the other birds would laugh. "Are your wings too weak? Or are you just afraid to fall?" They laughed, leaving Nuri alone beneath the trees. But Nuri only smiled softly. Looking down at the earth, she wasn't angry, she wasn't jealous. She simply hadn't felt that her time had come yet. One afternoon, the wind began to stir stronger than usual. The sky dimmed into gray, and the leaves danced wildly. The rain hadn't started yet, but dark clouds were gathering. A storm was on its way. The birds above grew restless. "Quick, we have to fly higher before the wind catches us." One by one, they spread their wings, rising toward the sky as the storm roared closer. Nuri stood beneath a great old tree. She watched them, higher and higher, smaller and smaller, and somehow she knew the wind above was far crueler than the one below. She lowered her head and began to run. Nuri ran through the tall grass, past stones and roots that trembled under the howling wind. Thunder cracked across the distance. Lightning tore the sky open. Leaves swirled, branches fell. The world itself seemed to shake. But deep within the forest, Nuri found something. A small crevice behind a large rock, just big enough to hide, just narrow enough to feel warm. She slipped inside, her body trembling, her wings soaked. From within, she could hear the wind roaring and faint cries of birds being swept away above. She closed her eyes, not out of fear, but because she knew this wasn't the time to fly. That night felt endless. The storm screamed, the rain crashed without pause. But inside the little crevice, something unexpected happened. One by one, other birds arrived, soaked, wings torn, eyes wide with fear. They found that small place by the flicker of lightning and squeezed in beside Nuri. Nuri stayed silent. The very same birds who once mocked her were now taking shelter in the place she had found. She didn't say a word. She simply moved aside and let them in. When dawn came, the storm had passed. Mist rolled gently through the forest. The world looked different, quiet, broken, beautiful. The birds stepped outside one by one. They gasped, their nests gone. The tall trees where they used to rest, fallen. Only that small space behind the rock remained untouched. And there they realized the strange bird who never wanted to fly had saved them all. Nuri walked out slowly, gazing at the pale morning sky. The air smelled of rain and new beginnings. She shook her feathers dry, looked at her friends, now quiet, humbled, and then, without a word, she spread her wings and took off for the very first time. Not to escape, not to prove herself, but to find food for her tired, hungry friends. She flew low, gliding gently beneath the golden sunlight, while the others watched from below, cheering softly. As the little bird finally took flight,